Hey guys, it's Jupiter Jazz. I've never done a review before, but I thought it might be kind of fun to review the last standalone game that came out in my absolute favorite series, Dishonored, because I had some really mixed feelings about how they wrapped everything up. As you can see, I still have my Mark of the Outsider, which I very artistically did myself. Earlier I had some here because Anyway. So the game is the third in the Dishonored series, of which I actually thought was a DLC for Dishonored 2, but I guess is actually a standalone game, which makes sense because it didn't really seem to have very much to do with the original two Dishonored games, with the exception of existing in the same world. The whole game takes place in Karnaca. It's really pleasant in this game, which is very different from the other two games. It's actually green and lush, there's no zombies, there's no blood flies, people aren't dying, there's no swarms of rats trying to kill you. In fact, you're a little Cinderella-y in the sense that the rats are your friends. They'll even tell you secrets, and you can talk to them. It really was a nice change from the first two games, which were so dystopian, and it kind of gives you a sense that maybe things are actually going to start being better now that Emily's on the throne. Another thing I really liked about this game is you're not really given the same void powers that you had in the first two games. It's reminiscent of those, but they work differently. And before we go any further, spoilers. This story is focused around Billy Lurk and Dowd. Even though she tried to kill him at the end of the DLC in the first Dishonored, he's somehow kind of just forgiven her for that and now wants her to help him out. To kill the outsider. Because he's bad? I didn't really buy it. It just didn't seem like he would really care that much. You start out on the Dreadful Whale, which kind of acts as your base of operations, until of course Dowd dies inexplicably, and then you just find his body and decide to burn it down. Totally rational reaction. As the title implies, you set out to avenge Dowd's death and fulfill his request to kill the outsider. After a series of adventures... No, they're not adventures. After a series of quests... No, they're not quests. After a series of assignments, you go out and you find the knife that was used to create him as a god, which is also fairly unexplained. It might have been in some of the text that I just kind of didn't read. In true Dishonored fashion, there is a peaceful ending and there is a chaotic ending. Whenever I play through, I always try to do the peaceful ending first for the story, and then I'll do a quick run-through for the chaotic ending, just to see how they differ. It didn't really seem like there were many differences. In fact, the only difference really seemed to be whether or not you kill him at the end. The game revolves around the outsider, who, in my opinion, is the most interesting character in the entire series. And according to Google, I'm not the only one. I didn't really want to kill him, so I ended up saving his life, and he ends up just becoming human again, which I guess he just continues his life where I left off. And while the fangirls do have a prettier version of him to look at, I feel like this was a really unsatisfying ending. If they wanted to go the route of turning Billy Lurk and Dowd into bigger characters, they could have done a lot more character development instead of just deciding that they were going to kill the god who gave them all their powers. I even think it would have been really cool to see more about Dowd's secret society. But all in all, I would definitely say it's worth the play. It's a little edgier than the other two games, but it's really a fast-paced and entertaining game. Anyway, if you like this review, please let me know. I'd be happy to make more if you guys do actually enjoy them. And if you ever want to watch me live, you can always find me here at twitch.tv/JupiterJazz with 2 R's. Definitely come say hi if you do, and I hope you have a great day. Bye! What's going on? What is this? What's that? Oh, that's so much worse. This is my first review. What's going on here? Why is this? Okay. Just gonna kind of